All right, here we go. NFL draft round one in the books. What are we going to do? We look at winners and losers. The Patriots are clearly winners, certainly in Tayler Kyles' book, I think in most Patriots fans' books, and really for most people in the NFL who didn't expect a player of Christian Gonzalez's caliber to make his way all the way down the draft to not only 14 where the Patriots were picking, but 17 where they traded to and were still able to land Gonzalez. I think it's very clear the Patriots are winners in this draft. We're going to look at some other winners and losers from round one of the NFL draft. This segment is powered by FanDuel, exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network. Head over to fanduel.com/Boston. Take advantage of a special offer. Bet 5, get 200 in bonus bets. Once again, fanduel.com/Boston. Winners and losers, I think the one that jumps off the page here is the Philadelphia Eagles, who are a whisper away from being Super Bowl champions with an absolutely loaded roster. Most everybody coming back, incredible offense, dynamic defense, and they go and land. I mean, arguably the most talented player in the draft at pick 9, trading up from 10, and in Jalen Smith, and then they go and they double up on the Georgia front here. I'm sorry, did I say I meant Jalen Carter? And they double up on the Georgia front by landing at pick number 30, Nolan Smith, edge defender there. So I mean, they just took the best defense in college football, and they're like, yeah, we'll take whatever you got.
I'm like emotionally exhausted from like when you knew it was gonna happen, like as soon as they traded up, it's oh my god, not even before that, it was like, okay, Jalen Carter slipping, it's giving Jordan Davis vibes. Like that front is just ridiculous. The depth, the talent, the youth. They literally have one of the most talented defensive lines in college football history under contract for the next 4+ years. That's obscene. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like huge winners. I don't know what else to say, man. That's
Yeah,
that's
no,
that's ridiculous. It's
unbelievable.
ridiculous.
I'm giving a win to the Baltimore Ravens for two reasons. One, they finally pulled it together, got their acts
Yeah.
together, signed Lamar Jackson earlier in the day. They locked that down, something they absolutely needed to do, and it was good that they got it done before the draft. And then they went and they took your boy Zay Flowers at 22.
Womp
So
womp.
I mean, that's a team that had issues last year, had
Yeah,
issues at
yeah,
receiver last year. Now that's a
yeah.
team that has Lamar Jackson, OBJ, and Zay Flowers. And
And
they had
Mark
Lamar Jackson last
Andrews.
year.
And
And
Mark
of course, Mark
Andrews.
Andrews coming back and
Yeah.
healthy. Things look a little bit
Sheesh,
better there
man.
for the Ravens coming in, but I think Zay is going to be great there.
Yeah, luckily I was writing an article, so I didn't have time to
To
like let
mourn.
the feelings hit me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you know what? This is what I saw in all the mocks. Figured it was gonna happen. I love Lamar Jackson. Like, good. It's a good fit. Honestly, like I'm happy for the guy. If the Patriots probably weren't gonna trade back into the first round, so it was bound to happen.
Eh,
But seriously, man, that's a crazy receiving core. Like James Prochet was a pretty good receiver 3 for them. Now he's a wide receiver 4. You got Rashad Bateman, who
Yeah.
now that they have an actual offensive coordinator, could probably be a really explosive X type. Obviously, Odell Beckham Jr.'s life just got a lot easier because
Yeah.
he's going to be an afterthought with the explosiveness of Andrews. Like, oh, that's a man. That's Lamar Jackson is they made a lot of good investments, man. That's a
They did,
crazy
and
skilled offense.
there's those of us who were hoping that the Lamar Jackson Zay Flowers combination is something we could have seen in New England. Alas,
Oh,
it's going to
why are you
happen
gonna
in
do that?
Baltimore.
Why are you
I
gonna do
know,
that, man?
whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Losers of this NFL draft. Anybody stand out to you right now
I
that had a
mean,
really bad day? Oh, last winner, I'm going to say Arizona Cardinals for an absolute
yeah.
fleecing of Houston for what they got for that third pick. My goodness, they get the 12th pick and potentially a pick that's, I mean, I don't know how Houston gets out of being a bottom 5 team for next year, and that pick now belongs to Arizona. I'm giving them a hat tip there. Before we move on to losers for what I thought was a monstrous haul for them. Then they move back up into the draft. They trade up and they get their guy as well, and made out great with trading up and getting Paris Johnson there, which again you had Kyler Murray like begging them to take an offensive tackle, and that's what
Mm.
they did, and they got tremendous value for that 3 pick. Losers, anybody jump out to you?
Like honestly, I think teams did really well. So this is kind of a consolation pick, but I got to go with the Lions just because of the value, it was just so strange. Like teams were loading up in the trenches, teams were getting quarterbacks, like like pretty smart picks where like a lot of good corners went. There's not a lot of picks you can look at in the first round and say that was dumb. But I'm not going to say it's dumb because the Lions are a very talented team. Like they're one of the few offenses where it's like, yeah, okay, you can get a running back because you got a good offensive line, arguably top 5 offensive
But
line
it
in
wasn't a
football.
need. Yeah.
But at the same time, a home run threat's a home run threat. Whether he catches a ball in the flat or he finds a crease and runs 60 yards, he's a home run threat. And you have a ton of offensive weapons where he's not even just a complimentary piece, but he can be a focal point. So I
And
didn't
again,
hate
we
that
are
one.
talking about running back
Jameer
Jameer
Gibbs, yeah.
Gibbs out of
Apologies.
Alabama, and that
Yeah.
is who the Detroit Lions took after Bijan Robinson had gone number 8. I mean, people were debating whether Bijan Robinson was worth a first round pick at all, and he was the consensus, one of the better backs to come out in years, and somebody nobody doubted their talent and their fit, just whether or not you get positional value by drafting a running back that high. And then Detroit's like, yeah, I'm taking this guy at 12, and that was something. And then they come back, Taylor, with Josh Campbell at
J-
18.
Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell, not
Um,
Jack Campbell. Sorry, Jack Campbell,
It's
linebacker,
late.
Iowa, 18. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really talented player. He's undersized, but he's really good athlete. He's fast. He's fast. He's smart. So he processes well and he moves well. So he's going to be at the point of attack very often. He's going to be an impact player for them. And they haven't had a great linebacker play in a long time. I think Malcolm Rodriguez is a pretty fun guy to watch. So that's a good pairing. But again, a linebacker, like, your defense isn't all that good. You needed help, I think, in some other places. So I don't know. It was definitely a weird pick. So, I hate saying someone's a loser in the draft necessarily, especially before the season starts. So you got to go with what you got in front of you. And yeah, just two weird value picks. Although I don't think Jameer Gibbs is as offensive as a lot of people think. Like he's an offensive weapon who's going to score more touchdowns than most of the people
No, it's
drafting him.
just
So
probably a round higher than you needed to take him, and that's what's gonna tweak you because 12 is a premium pick, and there
yeah,
was some real talent on the board, and that's kind of just a surprising direction to go. What was more surprising was video of the Lions draft room after they got him, freaking out like anybody else on the planet was going to draft him that high. Like, guys, he was yours all the way. You didn't get lucky that he fell there. Nobody was taking him in the top 11 picks. It was pretty safe that he was going to be there at 12 if you wanted him. Probably 18 also, for what it's worth. So that was interesting. Losers on my end. I'm gonna tab myself as one loser for thinking that a wide receiver run was going to come much earlier in the draft, even though a lot of draft experts thought that this class wasn't necessarily great, and didn't grade out a lot of these guys as high first round picks. I thought
I
people
tried
would
to
jump.
tell you. I
I
tried to
thought
tell you.
I'm not saying you were wrong in your assessment. I just thought people would just get anxious to get playmakers and try to get them earlier in the draft. And I thought that receiver run would start at 11 or 12, and it started at 20, but then it went bing, 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 bing with four
Yeah.
go. The last loser I'll say is anybody. I don't want to call a person or a player a loser. With Will Levis falling out of the first round when some
Yeah,
people had him go as
that's
high as 4, but the losers are the people that followed the Reddit threads, and put money on Levis to go number 1 overall, which was some strange Reddit rumor that had started over the
ooh,
last few days. You guys are the losers.
yeah,
Not Will
idiots.
Levis, idiots. But yeah, that's all I can say at this point for now. But again, as you're right, nobody's a winner, nobody's a loser necessarily here because nobody has a clue what any of these guys can do, and
Yeah.
everyone's got to feel good about their picks necessarily. Particularly, again, the Patriots, who definitely seem to get a steal with Christian Gonzalez at pick 17. Once
And he
again,
wears 0. He wears 0. Like,
yeah,
let's not undersell that. The swag is crazy. Oh my god. All right,
I
yeah,
know.
plug away. Oh,
He's geeked up. Once again, fanduel.com/Boston. Check it out. Take advantage of this offer. Fanduel.com/Boston. Bet 5, get 200 in bonus bets. Tons of NFL draft coverage to come on this channel throughout the night with the Patriots holding a couple of picks in that round. Join us for live coverage throughout, before the draft, during the draft, after the draft. We will have you covered. Make sure you follow Tayler Kyles on Twitter and read all of his written work on clnsmedia.com. There is, of course, plenty of Christian Gonzalez material there that you can check out, and we'll have some more stuff on all of the Patriots players as they start to bring in more prospects to hopefully turn things around a little bit here. They're off to a good start. We will see you guys later on. Thanks for watching.